to this week's edition of the Bulldog Blitz. I'm Austin Monteith. The Butler baseball team is currently in the heart of its conference schedule in the Horizon League. Joining me in the studio is the team's head coach, Steve Farley. Coach Farley, thanks for being on the show today.
You're welcome.
So the team recently played Ball State at Victory Field, the home of the Indianapolis Indians. What was that experience like for the players and the coaching staff?
That's pretty cool. The owner of the team, Max Schumacher, is a Butler grad, played second base back in 1954, so been a real supporter of our team. And I think they kind of use us as guinea pigs. They have their season opener tonight, so they'd like to have a college team come in there a couple days before, work out the bugs in their sound system and the lights and the groundskeepers, and they have the game on TV, so that was kind of fun. But the Indiana guys, they play that state high school championship down there at Victory Field, so it's kind of a thrill for them to go back and play in the big time.
Has the team ever experienced playing a game at Victory Field before?
Yeah, since I've been here, this is 21 years for me, so pretty much almost every year we've had at least one game down there. I think we probably didn't go down there last year just because of the schedule, but it's been an annual occurrence for us.
In that game against Ball State, the team had to rally back from being down by 5 runs early in the game. What does it say about the team's ability to whittle away at a game?
Well, we've done that a lot this year. I don't like getting behind, but it's neat to see our guys come back. Like you probably saw, we had a couple of guys hit big home runs. Jimmy Reese and Pat Gelwicks, they've kind of carried us all year long. But normally our pitchers keep us in the game, but that game our hitters really came back and scored some big runs. So we're kind of used to it. The guys have never quit, and they keep coming back, and hopefully we can keep doing that this weekend.
How do you try to keep the team positive when you're faced with a deficit like that?
Just keep plugging along, you know. I mean, Brad Stevens and the basketball team, those guys are a good example for us. I mean, whether you're 10 runs up or 10 runs down, we just try to play steady. Defense has been pretty good, so we got a real positive group. Our guys don't get down; they keep plugging away, and that's what we did on Tuesday.
Junior Pat Gelwicks is leading the team with a .377 batting average right now. What has his emergence this season meant to the team?
It's been huge. As a junior, you know, this has kind of been the year he really stepped up and got it going. He's been injured. He's playing hurt. He's DHing because his arm is bothering him. He can't play the outfield, but he's having an MVP type season. I think I'd pick him right now as one of the top players in our conference. Even the outs he makes are line drive, hard out. So like you said, you got to see him against Ball State with another big home run, but he's been outstanding.
Another one of those players who had a home run in that game against Ball State was junior first baseman Jimmy Reese. And he's currently leading the team in runs batted in with 33, as well as having 7 home runs. What has his addition to the team been since he transferred here?
It's been a great addition. He's played first base every game. I don't think he's made an error this year, so his fielding percentage is 1,000. But he's a guy that our guys always want to watch in the dugout. They never want to miss one of his at-bats because he's got the possibility to hit a ball 600 feet. I mean, he's a special kind of guy. I've seen him hit balls farther than any player I've ever seen at Butler. Some of the balls out there in 52nd Street, over the road, into the apartments out there. So he's pretty amazing, and he's a guy that we're excited to have him, and he's got another year left next year.
I believe I saw his home run against Ball State go to the gate onto the street at Victory Field. So that's.
We've measured off a couple of them there at our Bulldog Park. I went out there across 52nd Street, and I think we had a couple at about 460 feet. So not many major leaguers can do that.
Speaking of transfer students, junior third baseman Lucas Calderon, he's emerged this year in his first season after sitting out last season following his transfer from St. Louis. What has his addition meant to the team?
He's been a very solid fielder. I think he's starting to come around with the bat a little bit. His younger brother Marcos was one of our top recruits a year ago as a freshman, so it's kind of odd to get 2 guys from Florida to come to Indianapolis in the cold weather. But Lucas was there at St. Louis and liked what he heard from his brother about Butler, and we were happy to get him in this past year. He's been really good at third base. I think his natural position is probably more at second base, but we lost one of our players, Pat Ganane, to an injury. Pat would have played third base, but Lucas has done a great job filling in.
How much of a role do you think Marcus played in Lucas deciding to transfer here?
I think it was pretty key. I think Marcos said a lot of good things to Lucas, and Lucas was probably going to get more playing time here than at St. Louis. So either way, 2 good schools and good academics, but he's been a good fit for us.
What's it like having a pair of brothers like that playing on a team together?
They're both kind of characters, so they keep things loose in the dugout. You know, their parents are from Cuba, and they're just outstanding. The guys have a good time and cracking jokes all the time. So I haven't had brothers on the team for a long time, so it's kind of neat.
Junior pitcher Chase Byerly got himself out of a bases-loaded jam in the 9th inning against Ball State. What does it say about his ability to stay in control in that situation and come through with his 9th save of the season?
That was a record breaker, I think. I think 9 saves is a new season record, and I think he's just getting warmed up, so he's a guy that's really been special this year. Neat story, he was a walk-on here. As a freshman, pitched from a different slot, was kind of an overhand guy, and we said, hey, let's take a chance and try sidearm or submarine, and he kept getting better and better. Last summer, I think he was picked Relief Pitcher of the Year in the Prospect League, which is a good summer college league, playing against some of the best guys across the country, so I think that was a big confidence boost, but right now, he's been money in the bank. When our guys know that he goes in for the 9th inning, we got a pretty good chance to wrap up the game.
Now, Coach, how do you feel your starting pitching has fared this season?
Not as good as I thought. A couple of guys have stepped up. Dom Silvestri's kind of been our #1 guy, and he was hurt for half the year. We're going to try actually 2 new guys. Eric Stout had a real good start against Milwaukee last weekend, so we're going to give him a start today on Friday. And then we got one of our relief guys, a left-hander, Brad Schnitzer, is a transfer from Tampa down in Florida. He's been a very good relief guy, but he's going to start the game on Saturday, and then we're going to bring Dom Silvestri back. That would be 4 days of rest. He pitched down at Victory Field on Tuesday, so he'll be our Sunday guy. So I think we've still got some pitchers that haven't pitched their best baseball. I'm looking forward to getting better as we go along the season, but right now that's kind of been an up and down thing for us so far.
How do you feel Silvestri has recovered from his off-season surgery?
I think he would like to have more velocity. He hasn't quite gotten back to where he was 100%. Normally he'd be a guy probably 88 to 90 mile an hour, and I think right now he's 86, 87, so he's close, but he's gotten through it like some guys have to do. Sometimes you don't always have your best stuff, but he's a good competitor and done a good job for us.
How do you think the complexion of the team has changed this season compared to last season?
I think a lot more confidence. You know, if we started the year out at Fresno State, which is a nationally ranked team, and haven't beaten those guys in a game, that's a big deal. Next year we've got Arizona on the schedule, another national power. So I think all the nice things we've done to the ballpark, we put in a bunch of money to the field this fall. I just think the guys have a different vibe right now on a better ballpark and a lot of good recruits, and a lot of good things are happening in the program.
Now that you're in the heart of conference play, who do you think is the team to beat in the Horizon League?
So far, the defending champs from last year, Wright State, is kind of the team. They got a great team coming back, mostly a senior-dominated lineup. They got some really good hitters. They scored 32 runs, I think, against Youngstown last weekend, which is kind of like scoring touchdowns. So they're the best team by far. I think they can be beat. We beat them 1 game in one of our series. So they're the best, and the rest of us are kind of playing for second place right now.
You recently won your 500th career win at Butler. Where does this achievement rank among the accomplishments you've done here at Butler?
I'm not a big numbers guy. It says I've been around a long time, and I've had a lot of good players and a lot of good assistant coaches. So it's neat. It's nice to get some recognition. But for me, it's usually about the next game and getting ready for that. But feel good about the players. They've worked hard, and I've never got a base hit for Butler or thrown a guy out. So it's more about the players than it is about me.
Is there a single one that stands out to you out of the 500?
Oh, lots of great games. Probably still one of the biggest games was first time we ever qualified for the NCAA tournament. We beat UIC in a big tournament game up at Wright State. That was back in 2000. That game kind of put us the first time Butler ever been to a Division I regional. So that was a big deal, and that still stands out with a lot of special guys.
Thanks for joining us for the Bulldog Blitz. From Ryan Smith and myself, have a great weekend.